Hello, this video will demonstrate how to run the OFS server as a service on Windows Server 2022 Data Center Edition. So here's the server in this VM image here, Server 2022 Data Center Edition. And you can see that here. So first and foremost, you will need the correct service pack and version of the OFS server to run on Windows Server 2022 edition. Actually, that's Server 2019. 2022 is over here. I apologize. So you will need 3.63 Service Pack 3. And Service Pack 3 is qualified for Windows Server 2022 Data Center Edition. So the first thing we have to do after the installation of the OFS server, we must run it as a service. Now, normally, prior to Service Pack 3, when you install the OFS server, it also install a batch file which you can run, which will install the service for you. With Service Pack 3, this no longer exists, so you essentially have to create a batch file yourself. So let's go through that process. So we go to the C drive, program files x86, Schneider Electric, OFS, and then on the server. Now, I already went through the process, so here's my batch file that I've created here. So I'll delete it and recreate it. So let's delete. And then, so what I'll do here, I'll just go new text file. And then I'll call it OFS service .bat. Enter. Yes. Now it's a batch file. I select edit. And then I'm going to enter the command to run it as a service when you run the batch file. So I'm going to use this. This is the executable. So I'm going to reference this in the command. So I'll type in reg OFS service space /true. That's it. And then it will reference this file here. So the batch file has to be in the same location where this reg OFS service is located. So I select save, and that's it. So there's my batch file. Where is it? Right there. Then I'll launch it. Okay, service was successfully installed. So number one. Number two, we can go into the location where the service is. So I usually get it from the task manager. Services, open services. And then it should be so here it is, OFS, OF service. So I'll just right click, go to properties. And then you can have it start automatic, that's fine. And then the log on, you can leave it as a local system account, that's fine. And I'll just start it. Okay, so now the service is started. You can confirm that here. So OF service, and pass it here. And it's running. Okay. So now that the server is running, I have configured my server to communicate to this PLC over here. It's an M340, and that's the IP address 192.168.140.20. And there it is right there, 192.168.140.20. It's an M340. I'm using data dictionary, no communication break, no symbol detection. Simple, that's it. Okay, so now is the server running? Let's see. Yes, it is. Okay, so the server is running there. So now I'm going to go over to my Server 2019. This is just another operating system that I just installed, the OFS remote client, to show that I can connect to the server that's on Server 2022 data center. Okay, so this is just a remote client. The server is not on here. OFS is not on here, just the OFS remote client. So I click here. The IP address of here is, I'll enter that into the remote client, which is down here. So 192.168.149.156, copy. I'll just paste that here. And then I'll just connect. So it's going to go to this computer and connect to the OFS server. Okay, as you can see down here, Schneider-auth on that IP address. So it should be connected there. Group. Let's say 300 milliseconds. Okay. And if I go to item, add, and I can see my tags. So I'll just add those 4. Okay, close, and select OK. So I can see the tags there. They're counting, just like you see over here in the Control Expert. The tags are counting. There's var 2, that's counting. var 3, yep, var 4. So we have good communication there. All right, so seems to be running as a service, but you still have to go to the DCOM setup within the server where the OFS server is installed and make sure that is set up correctly. So let's go there. So I'm back to my Windows Server 2022 and I'm going to my DCOM configuration. So DCOM CNFG DCOM config. Component services, computers, my computer, DCOM config. So I'm going to look for Schneider. So it's on the Schneider, not OFS, but Schneider. So Schneider-auth OPC Factory Server. So that's what you want. So you right click and go to Properties. So under the General tab, this will be default. Just select Connect. And then under the Identity tab, I log in as the administrator on this PC. And you don't want interactive user because then the OFS server won't launch if you log out. So when you log out of the computer, the OFS server will shut down. And so it wouldn't be truly running as a service then. So you enter the login credential here, apply, OK, and that's it. And then, so what I can do now, I will log off this computer. I will close all of this out, and I'm going to log off. So administrator, log out. So here I'm logged out. Is the server still running? Should be. So let's go to my other Windows, my other VM, and as you can see, my tags are still counting. Yep. So even though I'm logged out of the server machine, I still have access to the server. And this is truly running as a service now. So yeah, that's basically it. Quite straightforward and simple. Thanks for watching.